Good morning, traders. Hope you guys had a great Memorial weekend. Elton in the house and Tim's dot. Tim, I figured it out. I know who you are. You ain't playing games with me. Traders, what is going on this morning? The futures are pointing to a very, very strong open this morning. Very strong. As what? As we begin our holiday shortened trading week, as investors bet on the economy reopening and a coronavirus vaccine breakthrough, which is still speculation at this point, but people are very hopeful. And they're anticipating one of these companies coming out with this vaccine. Right now, this morning, Nvax is our coronavirus play. Corona Power, as Coin says, this week. So Nvax this morning surging about 20% in Tuesday's pre-market after the Maryland-based biotech announced the start of Phase 1 clinical trial. It's very interesting. Phase 1 never brings in hype. Phase 1 never brings in hype because Phase 1 only answers the question, is the drug safe? It doesn't even prove if the drug is effective or if it's better than, or if it works. Phase 3 is what's better than the market out there, but there's obviously nothing for the coronavirus. But this is a different type of play. So what have we seen also? We've seen Mrna. That one essentially came out with really good breakthrough vaccine news about a week ago, and that was on Phase 1 trials as well. But they tested 45 human patients, and they all developed antibodies against the coronavirus. So Mrna, that one came out with a vaccine. A couple others working on a vaccine right now. MRK, alongside IAVI, Nvax this morning. So every play is getting hype. Mrna, let's take a look at this one just so we get an idea of what's going on. They get way overbought, don't they? Out of nowhere. This stock the last 20 days, Mrna, been from what? Like $40 all the way up to 94, and it's been fading ever since. Now this morning, what's going on? Nvax is the coronavirus play, and where are they at? $53 they closed, and no, they're sitting at 53 right now. Yeah, so Nvax, we got to keep these all on watch. I mean, it's pretty much their all own sector at this point. And I'll write all those down for you guys. But this morning, what are we going to do, guys? Well, this is essentially a Monday morning, but worse. So Tuesday morning. Monday was off. So what does that mean? We haven't really figured out what's going to be happening this morning. What's going to be happening this week? Where is volume at? Now, last week, what were the hottest plays? Well, on Friday, we saw NVAB, right? CoinFox in the building. What's going on, man? We just went over the Corona Power plays for you. So we're gonna get into what's hot this morning. Is there anything hot this morning? But last week was what? Friday, NVAB was our leading gapper in pre-market. And what happened there? I just want to go over last week real quick because this is really important to get an idea of what's happening. Where's volume? What's it doing? Get a sentiment of the market. NVAB, or what was it? NAVB. NAVB, what did we see? This one was the hottest play on Friday. Huge gap up, little spike out of the gates up to 350 and fade. What else last week? SNCA. This was hot. This was on Thursday. Thursday morning spike at about 10:30, 11:30, fade. It's been fading ever since. What else? PHUN earlier in the week. Little spike, fade, SONM, spike, fade. All these stocks last week were spiking and fading. And SONM, very similar to NAVB. This one was the hottest play in pre-market, little spike out of the gates, and then fade throughout the day. So nothing last week was really holding on up. Now, what was holding on up? And this morning's going to be a little tricky because the market is gapping rather dramatically. So we may see some kind of dramatic plays this morning, but we got to wait and see what, let the dust settle this morning because our leading gappers are not all that great. And we're going to get into them a little bit here for those of you who are new. Got our gap up watch list top left, gap down watch list, and our bear scan watch list. Overbought conditions here. Here's our market summary. Follow my cursor. So yeah, the market's doing very, very well this morning on the economy, reopening, and some of these companies such as Nvax, Mrna, coming out with these vaccine phase 1 trials. So a lot of hope, a lot of anticipation. So we'll get into those leading gappers in just a second. But what has been holding up? What sector has been holding up? Drum roll, please. The marijuana sector. Last week was wild, guys. We saw the marijuana sector just absolutely insane. I mean, it was holding up very, very well. ACB, TLRY, and CGC. We're going to get into all three of those. ACB, this one, to ACB. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. All right, ACB. Let's get into the last 20 days here. All right, what happened with ACB last week? Now, this stock came out with earnings. While everyone's been quarantined, everyone's been lighting it up, and the earnings were very good for ACB. So they get a spike out of nowhere, and then they drop. Look at this. Pop, drop, and then they rolled. Right here, they rolled. Like they came out with an acquisition deal right here after shorts all came into this play. So ACB for the last few days has been what? Well, I'm very suspicious of there being quite a bit of shorts on this now that we're playing this fade. Now, this was a technical fade. You obviously can't predict an acquisition deal coming out. So very smart on ACB. They probably talked to a day trader, figured out the best time to come out with an acquisition deal. Very smart. So last 5 days. Let's take a look at the last 5 days. ACB has been holding on up. It's been, what, popping out of the gates, and then it's finding its feet. See that? Down here, 12.15, pop, and then consolidate. Up here, drops down, finds its feet, turns back around. Same thing on Friday. A little lighter on volume, but it dropped at the start and then found its feet and grounded up a little bit. And the same thing on TLRY, actually. So these are really finding their feet and then starting to consolidate. TLRY, all we got to do is look at the daily. And what do we see here? Look at this lower shadow here. That's what it says. It says what? There's buyers absorbing these orders and pushing this thing on up, rebounding rather nicely. So TLRY, ACB, and CGC are our marijuana plays in that sector that have been holding on up and very well. Very, very well on the long side. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. I will write it all down once we get done with pre-market analysis here at the end. We got a lot to go over, so I understand. It can be overwhelming. What's our leading gapper this morning, though? MTC. MTC is highlighted blue. That means what? It's low float, 8 milli. CoinFox, what do you do this weekend? Memorial weekend. You have a good weekend? MTC, this one's on earnings right now. It's not a play that I get excited about just because when we look left of the chart, as we always do at the technical analysis, ouch. MTC, nasty, nasty past chart history. But right now we're sitting at about 294, so we'll see what's going to happen here. It's kind of holding its gains right now. It's not a since this is somewhat like a Monday, except Tuesday, people may still, people are probably still drunk. Still got some hangovers going on. Speaking of hangovers, we're going to get into some hangover plays this morning. So we got to wait and see where where volume's going to go. Not anticipate the volume. Wait and react to where the volume is, not predict where it's going to go. Because MTC, EVFM, SKYS, those this morning on our gap up watch list, not too great, guys. Not too great. So it's going to be somewhat of a scanner day. Let's get into a few plays, some short play potentials that we're looking at this morning. Coin had a great weekend, praise God, got a lot done around the house, and some friends over enjoyed the beautiful earth that God made. Awesome, man. I like your outlook. I like your perspective. That's great. All right, let's go over some good short plays. As you guys know, Friday I was watching BJ's, and it's had a day two. Day two solid green day on BJ, so obviously we're watching that one for a short here today. Let's take a look at the daily here. Way overbought, isn't it? Way, way overbought. This one was on earnings. A lot of people quarantine, going to BJ's, buying all their stuff up. BJ's very overbought. And so what I was looking at on Friday was right back in here, looking at some similar days that this had, relative candlesticks to the ones that we've seen recently. We have a few of these. So I said, you know what? Last time it did that, it came right back down to this trend line. Now, I didn't dismiss the fact that it could have a day 2, could have a day 3, but it has been respecting this trend line, and it has been really coming back down to it, popping above it, and coming right back down to it every single time. So BJ's is overbought, RSI's through the roof, day 2 green days. I'm looking to, join some profit taking and fade this one on down a little bit. So BJ's hopefully a little spike out of the gates to shorten to a little pop there. I do think some of these guys up towards 38, 35, some of these buyers up around the $38 range, they will be locking in break even. We will be seeing some profit taking, and we could see a little nice fade throughout the day on BJ. Day 3, a day 3 large move, man, that'd be rough. Another day 3, that would be kind of rough. But the market is killing it this morning, so we just got to keep that in mind on the short side. Market's absolutely killing it, so some of these stocks can be irrational, The market can be irrational longer than we can remain solvent, is the famous quote. So a few more short plays I'm looking at this morning. And these are short plays I would normally be looking at, but because of the market conditions, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious, probably a little bit more tight with the risk. ERI, I like ERI, have shorts here. This one's been, from 16 to 37 recently. I do like the trend that it was on, that it was respecting and coming to, similar to BJ. So we'll see if this one kind of sells off to it out of the gates, or if we get a little pop and drop. But here's the trend line we're on, all the way back down to $34. So ERI, don't mind that. Got ERI on watch for a short, BJ's on watch for a short, a couple others, and then we will go, wrap everything up and go over every play we're looking at this morning. PDD. PDD is the last one I'm looking at for a short. I don't have, I got shorts on PDD. All right, PDD, this one, nice looking chart here. Back up to this upper shadow here, about $70. So we'll see if this is going to hold. It's sitting right at it. Sitting right at these levels that were resistance on PDD. So I like this chart. Not bad at all. See, these are some of the overbought plays I'm looking at this morning. A couple others I don't have shorts for, but I can go over just in case you do. RENN. RENN, not bad here. Man, dude. When there's just so many opportunities out there, it's hard for me to want to locate, It's hard for me to want to pay for those locates when there's going to be a lot of ops today. But this one's right at resistance, guys. 420. Got a resistance drawn. Right here, many different variables. So, obviously, this is one I really am looking at and liking when there's many different variables of resistance that line themselves up. 420. Not only natural resistance, we got chart resistance there, and then we're overbought conditions. RSI's through the roof. This is a nice setup. RENN, very, very nice setup. So, don't have shorts there. CLSN's another one I like that I don't have shorts for. I'm almost certain I could locate. Just not sure I want to pay for them when I already got a lot of other plays I'm watching this morning. CLSN, tap 320. Guys see this on the chart? 320. 20 is a magic number. If you guys have been trading for a while, 20 is a magic number. Oftentimes these things break the whole dollar. They tap 20, and that's all she wrote. 20 is a magic number. I promise you, write that down. All across the board here. 20, 20, 20, 20. Yeah, so CLSN 320, tap that. And we'll see what's going to happen here. If this one sells off like kind of right out of the gates, we have a weak little open. I would suspect some buyers coming into this one, trying to U-shape it back around. A little pop out of the gates what I like on a lot of these. Pop out of the gate, that's when we start seeing profit taken and sets itself up for a nice little fade. That's what I like. I prefer pops out of the gate for a short versus just a straight off sell-off. Straight off sell-off. All right, let's go over everything. I'll write it all down for you guys. The hot sector this morning and last week. The hot sector last week, I'm going off of last week a lot for this week. Get the sentiment, feel for the market. Last week, marijuana plays, ACB, TLRY, CGC. Write it all down. We saw a lot of dips to a lot of consolidation and turning back around. If you guys pull up those charts. So marijuana longs. ACB, TLRY, CGC, Corona Power, Nvax this morning, but then you still have Mrna, some other ones. Short sell plays I'm looking at, BJ's, Erie, PDD, RENN, CLSN. The hottest play this morning on the Gap Up watch list is MTC. Not even watching that one, but I'll just write it down. Leading gapper. We got MTC for you guys. But remember, we just went over at the beginning of the stream last week. NAVB, SNCA, SONM, CCCL, PHUN. All these failed. All these failed when the market opened. So don't get your hopes up there. Don't get your hopes up on our leading gapper this morning. So let's get this week started off on a green note, traders. Gonna have a all green week, greeny weeny week again. We're gonna kill it, guys. Predefine that risk. Be good to go. But it's 9:18, guys. Any questions before we get started here? What's the SPY at right now? 302. Dang, man. SPY is killing it. Cody, man. I was wondering where you were. Hope you had a great weekend, man. Yep. It's going to be a good day. It's not a lot gapping up, Cody, but we do have some good plays from last week. A lot of the marijuana plays have been holding up very strong. The market's extremely strong this morning. So it's going to be a good day. But there's going to be there's probably going to be a little dull in the market when the market opens on up, as people are kind of waiting to see where volume's going to go. So let's just be mindful of that. Things may be a little bit more irrational today as the market is gapping up pretty good. So I'm not, if I'm on the wrong side of a play, I'm looking to not be on the wrong side very long, because the only thing worse than being wrong is staying wrong. Definitely want to mitigate that risk today. CoinFox, same to you, man. You guys have a great day. It's gonna be a good one. We'll see you all first thing tomorrow morning. And Cody, you're gonna be here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. We're gonna go over there and pull you out of bed. Cody, doesn't make sense to me, this gap, but learn something every single day. Absolutely. Learning something every day. All right, traders, we'll see y'all first thing tomorrow. Let's kill it.